everyone, welcome back to Project Happy Home. For those of you who are new here, I'm Tanya, a doctor, lawyer turned homeschool mom of 3 kids ages 9, 6, and 4. If you're interested in secular homeschooling, raising a child with ADHD, and living a more essentialist lifestyle, you've come to the right place, so be sure to hit that subscribe button down below. In today's video, I'll be flipping through this new workbook by Evan-Moor called Smart Start STEM for Kindergarten. Now, I have recently become an affiliate for Evan-Moor, and what that means is that if you click on the affiliate link down in the description box below and purchase something from Evan-Moor, I do receive a small commission. However, I am not an employee of Evan-Moor, and every single opinion I give you is entirely my own. Every single workbook is not right for every single family, and that's why I do these flip-throughs to give you the best idea of whether it would be helpful to you and your children or not. So, to get back to it, this is the Smart STEM series from Evan-Moor, and they are available from grades pre-K through 6. So I got kindergarten for my youngest, who will be turning 5 in the fall. And as you can see here, it does include several fun activities. When you open the STEM workbook, you have this 3-page table of contents here, and it goes through 3 different areas of science: physical science, life science, as well as earth science. And within each of those areas, you have different units. So for example, you have within physical science, shape, sizes, and more, solids and liquids, does the magnet stick, wheels do the work. And then within life science, you have what plants need, what animals need, I'm growing, trees have parts, animals have parts, from egg to frog, etc. Dinosaurs, and then in earth science, you have 4 seasons, bodies of water, and rocks. So each of these units includes 3 different sections. You have a concept where it describes a scientific concept through usually a scientific story, skills section, and then a STEM challenge where there's a hands-on activity. After the table of contents, there's a general materials list, and it includes several items that you will have around your house. For example, aluminum foil, apple, blueberries, clay, cotton balls, gumdrops, glue, magnets, marshmallows, timers, tissue boxes, toothpicks. So there might be a couple things that you want to look ahead and make sure you have, but most of them are regular household items. So as you can see here, the book is split into different types of activities and text. You have science, text, and stories. You have activities that are workbook activities to do. You have STEM stories, which are fictional and then present a problem to solve. And then you have the STEM challenge coming out of the STEM story, which is the hands-on activity that you do. They also provide pages that are STEM journaling pages, where you basically go through the steps that an engineer would go through in a design process. For example, planning and creating and testing and recording data. So I'll show you an example of one of the first science stories here. You have a section to read, which some kindergartners will be able to read on their own, some will not, but either way, it's a fairly short reading section. There's an area at the bottom where they describe more things that you can discuss with your students. So for example, on this page about shape, sizes, and more, they talk about how would the rocks feel if you touch them, what color is the broccoli, what color is the apple, is the kiwi big or small, can it fit in the palm of your hand? So different types of scientific concepts that are appropriate for the kindergarten level. Here you can see a little box that highlights what the concept is that you're going over, that objects have properties like shape, color, size, and texture. And then you have your science story here. There's 2 pages of workbook activity. So here you have to read the question and circle the right answer. And you are comparing those different characteristics of size, shape, color, and texture. And here you have to X out which one is different and then trace the word to describe the characteristic that is different. Here you have another activity page where you're tracing shapes and matching them to that shape's food item. And then you have your STEM story. So this is a fictional story where it talks about a problem that a character might have. So here there's a troll, and you want to make the basket rough or bumpy and the inside soft or smooth to hold the blueberries. The STEM challenge that goes along with this story is to design and construct a fruit basket with different textures. So the basket has to have some characteristics like a handle, it must be rough and bumpy on the outside or soft and smooth on the inside, and it must be able to hold 10 blueberries for at least 10 seconds. And they have a list of suggested materials to make the basket. And then there's some process questions as well. You compare with the child which ones are rough and bumpy, which materials are soft and smooth, etc. You look at the texture of the blueberry, the color, the shape. And then you have the plan section here. So it goes through in the STEM process a very clear scientific engineering method. So you have a plan, you look at what you have, And in the plan box, you draw a picture of the basket before you actually do it. So you plan, you create, you build the basket, and then you test it. And it gives you specific test questions on this page that you can do to run the experiment. And then you check off whether it worked or did not. And then it goes on to the next unit. You can see that the margin color changes, so it's very clear to see when you're on to another activity. Here you have a matching activity, but you can tell that the order of operation stays pretty much the same. You'll have a scientific description, a science story, 3 pages of science activities, a STEM story about the same concept, and then a 2-page STEM challenge with the STEM journal right here. And I'll just flip through real fast so you can get an idea of what the inside of the book looks like. So here's some example of plant pages, animal pages. Here you're building a bunny cage. Here's the tree unit. And the challenge for the tree unit is to design and construct a tall tree that will hold 1 apple on top with plastic cups. Animal parts. There's some coloring there. The challenge is to construct a pair of shoes that resemble an animal's foot. Here you have the frog life cycle, and you're designing and constructing a lily pad that will hold a frog. And to represent the frog, you're going to hold 22 pennies worth of weight. 4 seasons, bodies of water. Here you have to construct a bridge that will hold some action figures. And then there's a certificate at the very end of the book to say that you have completed this. And there's a full color answer key as well. I really like the full color answer keys. I think I've mentioned this before because it makes it really easy for older siblings to grade a younger sibling's work. But I really like this STEM book, and looking through this makes me interested to see what the grade levels for my other kids might look like, because I think all my kids would have a lot of fun doing projects like this. This is the Smart STEM book for kindergarten by Evan-Moor. If you're interested in looking at this book or any other book by Evan-Moor, be sure to click on my affiliate link down below in the description box, and you'll be able to see a much clearer picture of what the inside of Evan-Moor workbooks look like on their site, because you can always get a preview of what types of pages are included. As always, you guys, thank you so much for your time. I really do appreciate it, and I wish you the very best day.